Party to attend these talks. The far right were projected to win the election on July the 7th, the second round of the election, but in fact they finished third, although they do have the greatest number of MPs in terms of single party in the parliament. Jordan Bardella, the party leader, Marine Le Pen, the party figurehead, will be there with Emmanuel Macron on Monday, but it does seem to be difficult to envisage how the left-wing alliance that won the election or Emmanuel Macron's centrists who came second could agree to work alongside the Nationalist Populist Party in a future coalition government. Ross Cullen in Paris reporting for DD India.
The Philippines urged Beijing to heed calls to de-escalate tensions in the South China Sea after what it described as very dangerous actions by its air force, which came after the two nations have agreed to better manage maritime disputes. The Philippines called on Beijing on Saturday to immediately cease all provocative and dangerous actions after accusing it of unjustifiably deploying flares from China-occupied Subi Reef on August 22nd while a Manila aircraft was conducting patrols. That same aircraft also faced harassment from a Chinese jet fighter while it was conducting a surveillance flight near Scarborough Shoal on August 19th. A manhunt is underway after an attacker armed with a knife killed 3 people and seriously wounded several others at a festival on Friday in the western German city of Solingen. German media have reported an unidentified man knifed passers-by at random. The attack occurred at a festival to honor the town's 650th anniversary. The lone suspect is on the run and special police forces have been deployed to the active manhunt. The motive for the attack remains unclear. Africa manufactures only 3% of the global supply of medical drugs, and so 95% of its medicine supplies are imported. This imbalance has led to the proliferation of fake medicines into the continent, causing a major health crisis. In Uganda, efforts are underway to address the problem, as DD India's Leon Senyege reports.
The illicit trade in fake medications is a major global issue, but it's particularly felt in Uganda. The country's rural areas are the most vulnerable because of the disease burden there, especially malaria.
But if you look at the health center now today and you went to a health facility, 4 out of 10 of the patients at that facility, on average in Uganda, any day, 4 out of 10 are there because of a malaria visit. And in some districts, it's worse.
In Uganda, researchers found that 19% of 74 sampled batches of malaria treatment in rural areas were of substandard quality.
This will be about 74 million, over 70 million tablets that we picked. And if an adult takes about 24 tablets for each malaria case, then you see how many people would have been exposed to these medications.
According to the UN World Health Organization, WHO, antibiotics and anti-malaria products are the most commonly counterfeited medicines on the continent. The UN Office on Drugs and Crime estimates that each year, counterfeit pharmaceuticals kill up to 500,000 people in sub-Saharan Africa, a crisis that has developed into a public health catastrophe. Uganda hopes to reverse this.
We regulate medicine before it gets into the country, along so many other steps we undertake, like visiting the factory that is manufacturing those products, whether in Uganda, Africa, Europe, wherever it is. We send our experts to do what we call good manufacturing practices.
Since the signing of the Lome Initiative in 2020 by 6 African states, including Uganda, there has been progress in enacting and strengthening national laws to criminalize the importation, manufacture, distribution, and sale of fake medicines. A commitment that could guarantee access to appropriate medicines, saving many lives. Leon Senyange in Kampala, Uganda, reporting for DD India.
More than 1,000 new cases of Mpox have been reported in the Democratic Republic of Congo in the past week, raising the total number of infections to over 17,000 since the start of the year. The Central African nation has the highest number of the infectious disease that has now spread to several countries in Africa and a few others in Europe and Asia. DD India correspondent Prasar Bharati has more from Kinshasa.
The Democratic Republic of Congo has continued recording an increase in Mpox cases across the country. Health officials say more than 600 people have died of the viral disease since January this year. The government has announced the release of $10 million as emergency funds. The money is meant for deploying health workers to treat patients and carry out surveillance around the country. Cases of Mpox have been recorded in all 26 provinces of the DRC. Some of the provinces are experiencing an armed conflict, which has made it difficult for health workers to access patients. A new, more infectious strain of Mpox that was discovered in eastern DRC earlier this year has spread to neighboring countries like Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. The disease has also been recorded in Sweden, Thailand, Philippines, and Pakistan. Last week, the World Health Organization declared the Mpox outbreak a public health emergency of international concern in order to mobilize resources and prevent it from spreading further. Chris Ochamringa in Kinshasa, reporting for DD India.
The U.S. Southern Command, the Department of Defense's Joint Military Command, to deliver 24 more armored vehicles to Kenyan personnel deployed in Haiti who are heading a long-delayed security operation in the conflict-ravaged Caribbean nation. Some 400 Kenyan police leading a UN-ratified security mission mandated to fight heavily armed gangs that have taken over most of the capital recently deployed to Haiti. The mission was first requested by Haiti's previous government in 2022. And of the handful of countries that have together pledged over 2,500 troops, the Kenyan contingent remains the only group to have arrived. The U.S. Southern Command, the Department of Defense's Joint Military Command covering Latin America and the Caribbean, said that it would deliver the mine-resistant, ambush-protected Max Pros to the capital's